Well, CDF actually it is feasible for a discrete random variable, and also we can define CDF for a continuous random variable. However, later we will have the different function defined for discrete random variable. It is called probability mass function. Well, probability mass function is simple. Just find the probability for a specified point. For example, x sub I. So you can have the probability associated with that point. And if you can find all the values, then you will have a function. This function we call PMF. All right. If we have a PMF, then you can try to use PMF to find CDF. Well, this one, you can know it's CDF. And this is PMF. All right, CDF and PMF. The values here lower than or equal to the specified value x. If you can find all the points and accumulate all the probabilities, and this way you can find value for CDF. Well, after now, this is a relationship to put PMF and the CDF together. And if you think, you insist, this is a way from PMF to CDF. This is the relationship. And how about CDF to PMF? Well, in fact, you have this relationship. For example, I try to have x simply. So x simply. Then you will have CDF, x a bit larger minus x a bit smaller. If you want to have CDF to find PMF, this is a relationship. And later we will have an example, and so that you understand, it should be this. Well, if you want to have the actual relationship, keep this in mind. From CDF to find PMF, this is a way. Well, again, we will have an example. And it asks us to have discrete random variables. And in fact, this random variable follow the description in section 1.5. Well, again, about the task book, well, to find the task book, you can use the title of the book, and so that you can find it through Google, right? And again, let me make sure, after now, you find the PDF for that book, raise your hands. I mean, the book from the internet, if you found it, and raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so if you don't find it through Google, and key in title of the book, or maybe you can have and the name of the author, and therefore you can find the task book. Oh, you don't like it, you want to find the task book, you can use your way so that you can find the task book. All right, I just want to emphasize, if you want to know more details, of course, you need to check the content of the task book. It doesn't mean you just rely on the current slides, and so that these results can tell you, oh, no. Sometimes you need to check, or maybe, yes, it's always a way to check the content of the task book. Well, here we just have the example, this one. value 1, you have a probability, first one, and value 4, you will have this probability and etc. So here we have the corresponding probabilities. And in fact, you are asked to find CDF or something else, but we just want to ask you to find this one to serve as an example how to collect the probability. For interval 2 to 3, actually we just have value 1, 2, 3, 4. So of course we just have 2 possible values, 2 and 3. 2 possible value, and then you just put them together. So just try to find the probability corresponding to 3, and so that you will have these. Right? Well, for this example, in fact, we can construct CDF. Right? As for constructing CDF for this example, I want to ask you this question. Well, if you are asked to find the value for CDF here, as on the current calculation, can you let me know this? Also, let me ask you this. All right, so right now, you are asked to find the value corresponding to f of 3.5 and f of 3.1. All right, so for the two values, finding the probability for these. And first one, anyone can let me know the answer? F of 3.5. And later, anyone to let me have the value f of 3.1. The first one. And how about the second one? The same. He say this value. Actually, these are correct. I just want to let you know discrete random variable. Here we have a 1, 2, and 3. But for values of the CDF, it doesn't mean you just need to find the value for 1, 2, 3 to 4. No, CDF, the current value here, actually still you have a real number. So that's why I intentionally today have 3.5 and 3.1. That's it. Well, for this example, you can find the value, but the same. Right? The same. Well, here I ask you to check this. 3.1 lower than 3.5. However, we have 3.1 value for CDF and 3.5 value for CDF. We have the same value. Because of this, look at this. The property here. you should add equality, right? Rather than lower than. No, it should be lower than or equal to. The sign actually should be lower than or equal. And check this again. Wow, so actually it's okay to define CDF for the discrete random variable. Even right now, for the current discrete random variable, we just have the value of 1, 2, 3, 4, but the possible value for CDF here, actually the whole real numbers. All right. Well, this example, of course, will show you how to have the calculation if we want to find an interval 2 to 3. Well, if you know how to find the probability from 2 to 3, actually you will be able to find the value for CDF if we have a given value. Why the given value should be this? For example, here. This one actually it should be probability of 1, okay, yes, 1 lower than or equal to 3.5, 2, okay, and 3, okay, but 4, no, 4 greater than the specified value, so it won't be necessary to count the probability for 4. Likewise, 1, 2, and 3. All right, that's all. So that's why we will have a probability to find the sum of the 3 probabilities here. Because we want to find probability of 1, probability of 2, probability of 3, and then get a sum for these probabilities. All right, that's all. Well, about the current discussion, any questions?